And we're live! Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Gods versus Eldritch Horrors. Yes, we're starting a little bit later than usual tonight, and hopefully with less issues that we had yesterday in Payback as a Lich, which was a bit of a hassle. We had to split the session into hopefully tonight. No technical issues, no surprises, no bad surprises from YouTube, and we can just focus on the story. All right, and for those of you who are new to the channel, thank you so much for joining us. There are so many of you. It's slightly overwhelming. We started by celebrating 500. We ended up celebrating 5,000 plus subscribers. There are 52 among you who have been winners among the 684 that joined our giveaway. I'm trying to contact the winners. For some of you, I only had an email, and well, when you send an email to someone saying congratulations, you won something, it usually goes to spam. To the spam box, so please check your spam box. Some of you have that are winners haven't replied to me yet, so please check your if you entered the giveaway, please check your mailbox. And yes, for those of you who have never watched Gods versus Eldritch Horrors before, the premise here is quite simple. The multiverse it has an unstable balance at the edges of the creation of the D&D multiverse, which we call the AO's creation, or the multiverse of D&D, or the astral plane of D&D, however you want to call it, it's the same thing. In the edges of that, there is a realm called the Far Realm, where a realm made of a hunger and insanity and madness that looms just beyond the veil, and the gods in the astral plane try to avoid talking about it. In fact, they try to ignore it to see if the problem goes away. But they are somewhat clueless, somewhat too political, and while they are entangled in their own self-absorbed problems, the Far Realm continues to hunger and continues to be insidious and penetrate across the astral plane, in the material planes, and everywhere, and exerts its influences across creation. And our demigods, however, they know better. They are very curious about the Far Realm. They want to learn what the gods don't want to talk about it. They want to learn, and they are not pretending that everything is well. Quite the contrary, they're quite interested for their own reasons in the Far Realm, and they have had some quite traumatizing experiences about learning about the Far Realm is almost the same as losing one's sanity. And from shattered laboratories to collapsing realities to now a war, our demigods are decided to dive deep into the Greyhawk Mist March, where something wrong crawled from there. And might do so again. Who knows? They don't know what waits on the other side of that portal that they opened in the last session, and I guess they'll discover tonight. But before we go into more details, let's introduce our party tonight, as we have a full house. Lumpa, our goddess of blade singers, recently discovered that she can stop wars with a wish about candy and chaos. And her mood swings are now state-altering, I guess. Lumpa, say hello to our audience. Tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight.
Hi everyone. I'm feeling so much better, exactly as you mentioned as well. That was a very easy fight, wasn't it? I mean, I don't know. Maybe just, maybe I'll
You mean the
use
fight?
my...
The fight you ran away was an easy fight?
I managed to make a wish that worked.
Well, yes. I mean, this is cause for celebration.
Let's forget about anything else, okay? Because, yeah, I want to stay positive, especially after having yeah, some nice discussions with my colleagues here, where we
Hmm.
disclose maybe a bit too much information. Anyway, feel closer with them, but didn't want to get to that level. I'm positive. Let's put it that way. I'm positive. Anything that comes to us now, we're a team.
And by we, you mean just the four of you, because you keep forgetting about Zane. Um, uh,
Hopefully, we'll meet him soon again.
and then and then we have Arlith, our god of holistic knowledge, who is still recovering from that time he died in a chest while reading, and still recovering from the reading he did before that time, and now also recovering from all the poetic dread, which was speaking in dramatic soliloquies for 1 week. And from all the sentimental notes and that he took during that time. All right, say hello to our audience and tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight.
It's good to be back. Happy to not be dead, as always. Above the table, I was feeling a little dead last week, personally, but now this week with the allergies too. But we'll get there. You know how it is.
Very well, very well. We hope you will be less allergic to D&D after this session.
You'd think so after a few years, but.
and then we have Ixtihu, protector of the wild magic sanctuaries, also believes cheese platters and existential horror are part of a balanced lifestyle. I should say, cheese platters is code for Ixtihu to eat live mice. And last week he was a mammoth. So Ixtihu, say hello to our audience. Tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight.
Ixtihu is not talking at the moment. Because he hasn't said anything for the past week. He's been keeping his beak very much shut. Except for the occasional mouse or vole that he scarfs down, because he is not sharing any more of his inner thoughts with anybody else. And yeah, he's making a mental note to make sure he tracks down that wizard and make sure that he has indeed been fully turned into a tree when he gets the opportunity.
Very well. Very well. Well, you almost did it once. Perhaps you did it again. Perhaps one of the trees you've passed by was the wizard. Who knows? And maybe you succeeded. Then we have Manimarco, the god of purity of soul, who answers any moral philosophy issues that he has with violence. And he casts judgment, then he smites on top of that judgment. In that order. So, Manimarco, say hello to our audience. Tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight.
Well, Manimarco did a bit more talking than he wanted to be doing, but that's over now. We've now jumped into a portal he didn't want to jump into either. He's been doing a lot of things he doesn't want to do recently. He's a bit stressed out, honestly. But, well, the solution of stabbing things in the face is always a last resort and available here. So that's what he's going to do.
Very well, very well. And last but not least, we have our returning Zane, the spark of spectacle, the god of courage, and the god of taking credit for the warfront advancements as well. A flamboyant fairy demigod of valor and vanity that fights with flair and flirts mid-battle sometimes, and also lives for the applause, and apparently may have single-handedly ended the war of Greyhawk, or so some people claim. And And are you currently fundraising as well to, to have some sort of cathedral or statue built in your honor, or selling some merch in Greyhawk, Zane? Say hello to our audience. Tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight.
Hey guys, wait, where did you guys go? Oh, I'm alone. Well, that doesn't matter. I will find my new godly friends after I create a new energy drink called Ride the Thunder with Zane. Oh my goodness. Every sip, you're going to feel all the strength in your arms. It's going to be great, guys. I hope you buy my merch too. But where is everyone? I got to go find them now.
Yes, energy drink. Find the thunder. Oh, that's amazing. You get inspiration for that. You start the session with inspiration. And previously on Gods versus Eldritch Horrors, the last time we saw our heroes, they were just barely they had just barely escaped a brutal battle with their aberrant doppelgangers. Each of those doppelgangers was a warped reflection of their deepest fears and worst habits, I guess. In a rare act of non-combat problem solving, Loompa activated her rod of security and kicked the can down the road for that problem. That's tomorrow's Loompa's problems, not today's Loompa's. And she whisked the survivors into a beautiful astral haven, complete with endless food, bottomless wines and drinks, and even it catered for everybody, even a dedicated mouse cuisine buffet for XTU. And it should have been a lot of relaxation and spa days there on top of the clouds with the fluffy pillows and the rainbow waterfall, but no, it was instead they started to self-sabotaging the mood, and they start to interrogate this shady wizard that had a tattoo on the back of his head with the symbol of Claudius, the goddess of destiny of Terrors, also the one that keeps the Titans imprisoned in Terrors, and the one who wants to take down all the gods and strip them from their godhood, because she says that the gods are just liches, liching on the mortals, and that their intervention is just creating imbalance and disruption in the natural order of things. I guess she knows more about this kind of stuff than any of us. So she's the expert. Anyway, they decided to launch into a self-righteous hostility with this mage, with this wizard, and naturally, of course, the trigger-happy Mini Marco tried to murder the guy. And the wizard ended up casting a wish, causing our entire party to speak for a week exclusively in dramatic soliloquies about their insecurities and how their godhood is just a way to cover up for their shortcomings. And yes, it was awkward, emotionally scarring, possibly therapeutic, and it bonded them. Although it was an incredible amount of oversharing. When they finally returned to the material plane, they found that the war in Greyhawk was over. Greyhawk was celebrating, and was celebrating in a sugar-fueled ecstasy, as the battlefield was littered with candy. There were even some couple of children that was skipping between broken siege lines to collect the candy, which led the party to the realization that somehow Loompa's wish had worked. The aberrations were exploding into a rain of healing sweets. Not wanting to face Zane's inevitable smug victory parade that was probably waiting for them in Greyhawk, the party decided to headed even more to the east, deeper into the Mist March. There, amid the choking fog and the shifting terrain, they found the skull of a gigantic black dragon, its horns curving into this strange archway. And somehow they figured out how to create a portal flickering in between those horns. And they decided, hey, look at that. We just activated a red portal that made everything here glow red and become semi-transparent. What is the next thing we can do? What is the most prudent thing we can do? Let's just cross and see what is on the other side. And that's exactly what they did. With no clue where that led, but absolute certainty that is probably a bad place if that's where the creatures are coming from. So yeah, tonight we're going to figure out where they led them. And on that note, let me tell you guys where they led you. As you open your eyes on the other side of the barrier, you find yourselves floating in the middle of a dark, purple astral sea. Massive tentacles, the size of galaxies, swirl around above your head. These tentacles whisk into the darkness and drain the energy of these galaxies that are slowly flickering and losing their light. Close to you, you see this towering tendril that reached into what seems to be a dying sun, and it seems to be draining the energy of that sun as well. Slowly, the energy of the fusing star, it starts to flicker as well. This place is immense. Those tentacles have suction cups that could fit the entire city of Greyhawk inside of it. You are floating in the middle of nowhere, and yet this doesn't feel like the astral sea. In here, you try to move as if you were in the astral sea, as if you were familiarized, but something feels slightly odd when you try to move here. In here, you don't move by 5 times your intelligence. In here, you move by 5 times your sanity. So, let's calculate your speed. Ixtahil? How much is your speed?
That's gonna be 50 feet.
50 feet. And Loompa, how much is your speed?
I'm not sure how to calculate that. I'm sorry.
Your sanity score. I
Yes.
hope you know your sanity score.
No.
No? Alright. Your sanity score last time we checked was 18. So, yes. You
Is
should...
that
You
18
should...
times 5.
Yes, so you move at 90. At 90 speed. I'm sending you the link. Make sure you have in your character sheets, in the extras of your character sheet, in your notes.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling good. That's
Very
better
well.
than my normal speed.
Manny Marco, what is your speed in this place?
15 times 5. I think it's like 75.
75. And Arleth?
And rounded off the slowest, 45.
Very well. Very well. Very 15. You even have less sanity? Oh yes, you do. You have. Wow, Arleth, this whole exploration is really taking a toll on you. You and Ixtahil are the ones that lost the most sanity. With Arleth, you have 9. Ixtahil has 10. Wow, very well.
I mean, I only had 18 to start with. So.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, as you can see, the measurements here are in miles because, well, you are. It's a very, very big place. That's why we're using mappings. And then my question to you is: behind you, you see no more portals. there is nothing remotely close to you. And as you see those galaxy-sized tentacles draining the energy of an entire galaxy, you feel that probably not safe to touch them. So my question to you all is, how the hell do you get out of here?
Plane shift.
Sure.
We turn that portal back on.
Do you want to try and cast plane shift? By all means.
Sorry, who said what? I didn't catch
Mini
that.
Marco, you said something?
Oh, I said, are we able to turn the portal we came through back on?
The portal, there's no portal. You crossed the portal and you ended up here, floating here.
Oh, there's no gate or nothing. It's just we're here now.
Yeah, it's just there's nothing behind you. It's so strange.
Cool.
So what do demigods do when they find themselves in this peculiar situation?
Can I roll a perception?
Yeah, sure.
See whether there's anything else, any other creatures, I don't know, anything else that we're missing.
By all means.
Such a bad roll, a 21.
You look around and your sight doesn't go far here with all this strange purplish mist. But as far as you can see, you see some rocks flying in space, loose rocks perhaps in a distance, but nothing really draw your attention. You can't see the end of where these tentacles come from. They're so huge. They're like miles wide. You have no idea what is happening.
Should we try attack one of the tentacles to see what's gonna happen?
I mean,
Oh,
I think it's gonna
yo.
take us a while to
Out of fun,
get
out of
there.
fun.
Let's put a few miles between us when you do. Can I legend lore the big thing?
Sure.
All right, that'll take 10 minutes.
Very well. Arlet, cast Legend Lore. Arlet, you attempt to cast Legend Lore, but something is not right. You feel that you are disconnected to the weave. You can't draw magic. You try to, you did everything right, but it's like there's no fuel. There's no energy coming to you.
That's not ideal.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
As you look around, you start to realize that you're not home anymore, guys. This is not the astral plane. This place is beyond the reach of your followers, of their magic, of their divine essences, of the weave, of the other gods. You've crossed a threshold and maybe now you came a bit too far. So, let me ask you guys, how is the emotional now when you get to this realization?
Not great.
We go home now.
How? Any
I
ideas?
don't-
Does that like whatever we see there, galaxy, is
Hmm.
that where we came from? Or is just another
The
world?
place you came from has so many galaxies.
Is this
Perhaps
one in particular one that we might know?
you wouldn't be able to tell in any way if it was it is about to die. As you can see, the energy of this galaxy whisking out in these dark whisks that connect to this massive tentacle wrapping around it. That seems to be
Can I-
sucking the life force out of this galaxy. Yes?
Can I like gauge the distance to the nearest part of this like giant tentacle?
Yes. In fact, the map is up to scale, so...
Right, but I'm just wondering, like,
about-
so is that the like bottom there that you're pointing to the nearest part, or is it like the
Yeah,
upper
of the-
part there is closer? or
of
whatnot?
the tentacle, this is the nearest part. We got to start
Okay,
from the
alright.
bottom of your map pin, so it's
Gotcha.
about 18 miles, more or less.
Okay.
So where do
Sorry, go ahead.
where do the tentacles come from? They come from below?
They come from a dark a dark place in the distance that you can't see where they start.
Which is below us.
It's behind you, yes. Below, up and down in here doesn't make much sense because you are in space. There's no gravity plane.
Mm-hmm.
You just
I think
floating around in weird positions. Despite your pins are always standing up, it should be just in random.
Okay.
I think Ixiol is going to start flying toward the nearest part of the tentacle. In want of like anything more tangible to like do, or anything more rational to do.
Ixtihu, I have to ask you to roll for us an investigation check.
Alrighty. Oh, that's a net 20.
Excellent. Ixtihu,
Nice.
you get inspiration for that.
I
And
already have it. Does anybody else need?
Already have it.
Okay.
as you
It turns into a single gold coin.
as you are looking into this tentacle and you start to fly towards it, you immediately notices that this is a bad idea. You just get this sixth sense telling you that if you touch that thing, you're going to be completely obliterated. Because you look up and you realize, wait, that is sucking the life force of an entire galaxy, which means it can suck the life force out of you in a split of a moment.
Okay. Ixiol is going to stop his course, which isn't hard because he hadn't made much progress. He can apparently move at a like just over 10 miles an hour, and yeah. So in the span of a single turn, he did not get far.
Very well. Very well. So with that, Ixtihil, all of you are quite close. I'm gonna ask you, and the ones that didn't roll perception, you can roll perception now. Money Marco, I have to say,
Can't see a thing.
you can, but you don't believe what you see, and you start to believe that this is all just a nightmare, and then you can wake up out of it anytime. Xthu, you can roll perception as well. Arleth, as you're looking around all of this, you start to try and remember the lore that you've read. You've been studying about forbidden topics for some time, the occult, and you're trying to think if there's anything you've learned that could be of use here. So you're not really paying much attention to the things outside your mind right now, and you don't see much. And finally, Xthu, you have a good vision, but the mist here and this foggy nebulae is just getting in the way, and you're also it's almost as if your eyes here are not well adjusted. It all feels fairly strange and alien.
Okay. Not really sure what we were trying to determine with that perception roll.
Well, you all failed that perception roll. If that serves as a
Well, I mean, I guess that means I'm as clueless as my character. So
Very well.
yeah.
So, question: what's next, guys? When you're lost in sea and you are a demigod, do you just give up, or what do you do?
If you remember, I got those teleportation circle, what's it called? Sigil
Yes.
thing?
Yeah.
Is there any possibility that I can use that to try to teleport all of us back there?
You can certainly try.
What do I need to do?
You cast a
You
spell.
need like
Teleport?
sword magic.
Okay, so I think I used to have teleport
Hmm.
and it's disappeared because I played with my thing for some reason, and I have no idea what I did. But anyway, teleport should be there, so I can't cast it.
It should. It should. But you don't have prepared. That's what you're saying.
No, it was prepared, but I made some mistake last session whilst we were having the session, and then I didn't have the time to go back. But it was already prepared. It was there since
Okay.
forever.
Very well. So, let's assume it's
So-
there.
Yes, please.
Okay, go.
But I won't be able to cast it there.
Mm-hmm. As you attempt to cast teleport, you get to the same realization of what happened to your friend. You're disconnected from the weave. Guys, you were adrift in an ocean very large. You're lost in the far realm, a place that is arguably much larger than the astral plane where you came from, and you were so familiar navigating there.
Right.
Right.
Can I roll another perception by any chance?
By all means, go ahead.
worse than last time.
You are
Amazing.
still very much lost, and you're still flying, just drifting in this space. I mean, come on, guys, you are resourceful demigods.
I'm not sure whether we should move away from whatever's going on here or closer.
As the rest of the group drifts toward Ixtiul, he's gonna start just like frantically waving you, like, no, do not approach that. It will destroy us. And just tries to like usher everyone away from the giant tentacle, even though we are still many miles away.
And
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Money Markle, since you rolled that 1 on that perception check, I'm gonna ask you to roll a wisdom save.
30.
Excellent. Money Markle, it doesn't necessarily scare you, but you've been staring into the darkness of this place for some time, trying to make sense of what you are seeing, and you start to think that you are seeing shapes, that perhaps there is something looking back at you in the darkness of this space. You're not completely sure, but you just have this eerie feeling that, you know, when you look at things in the dark and suddenly your mind starts to make shapes out of it and you start to see scary things when the lights are off. That's kind of the feeling you are
Yeah.
having here. You feel that you are looking in the darkness and the darkness is looking back at you. Do you share that with the rest of the group?
No, he's going to assume this is his nerves getting to him, and he is going to be stoic about it.
Very well. I like how all of you are extremely quiet, not sharing anymore after the week of oversharing. All of you seem to be contained in your own thoughts.
I'm just
We're
looking.
trying to figure out how to solve this problem as we're in the middle of nowhere space, and
Yeah.
I told and you know what? Metamarco is sitting here just like, this is what I get. I told them not to do it. They did it anyways. This is what I get. That's what I get for following along. I should have just let him die.
And
I wanna
yes,
test something. I'm gonna try and activate the teleport like 30 feet of the Sun Eater, the Sun Eater's gift, to see if magic items still work.
the
Like if they've got,
Sunder's
like,
gift.
stored energy, or
The sun,
just the swap 30 feet thing.
the swap 30
Yeah,
feet,
me and
It
Ixtiel.
just causes me and Arlith to switch places.
it does. It works.
Okay.
Oh, very fun. Okay.
But it consumes a charge?
And now I have less.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's 3 per day or whatever.
Yeah, so we've got
Yeah.
2 charges left. Is there any way I can channel all of our magic items into a spell?
Wow, that's a good question. I mean, you guys can divinely infuse stuff. Can you divinely uninfuse stuff? Is that what you're asking me? Can you draw?
I just
Oh, that sounds like
draw
a
just as
terrible
much
idea.
weave power as I can to get one
On-
spell.
On that, by that same logic, can we substitute weave for divine essence?
The
Can we
divine
just use
essence,
divine
the
essence
divine
spellcast?
essence, the divine
You can't
essence,
reach that either.
the divine essence you have right now, the pool you have is in you.
Hmm.
You don't get any more. You're disconnected to your followers. That much you can feel.
Right, but can we use stuff we currently have to make spells with it instead of like regular magic?
Yes, you can use your divine essence to use what to use for the purposes you can use as part of your demigod feat.
Oh, I guess you could just divine infuse something with teleport.
You
I
could
mean, I don't
potentially.
think teleport is gonna get us back to the
I guess
Real
that's a good point.
plane. But I've got a simpler idea. Upon seeing upon being place swapped with Arlith, Ixtiul is going to swing his glaive around and shape change into an Ifriti.
Very well.
And first of all, is then going to attempt the plane shift spell. Which does that work, or is that also, do I not have
It does not work.
access to the weave? Okay. Then. Okay. I've 30% chance of knowing wish. Shoot. I just closed the window. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay.
Roll a d6
Roll a-
on a 5 or a 6. You know wish.
Okay. 3-6. Yeah.
Very
Okay.
well.
So, I look to the rest of the group. My voice now that of an Ifriti. What the heck do they sound like? I don't know. Make a wish that will take us back to the material plane.
Oh, you have to be the one to make the wish, no? Or is the granting wishing thing that you're...
I mean, my understanding is that, yeah, no, the Ifriti has a 30% chance of knowing the wish spell. If the Ifriti knows it, the Ifriti can cast it only on behalf of a non-genie
Very
creature
well.
who communicates a wish in a way the Ifriti can understand.
Very well.
In which case, Bandit Mark will immediately blurt out, "I wish to go home," or "I wish we all go home."
Mhm.
Can I
Yeah, I wish
try
we all go
something
home.
real quick before you go ahead with the wish,
I wish we were all in my home.
if that's okay?
Yes.
I'm just scared of wishes, especially where we are.
Manny Marco,
I
you,
sort of
you,
find
you
it
see...
difficult.
Manny Marco, you're seeing things. That's not there,
Yeah.
Manny Marco. Manny Marco, that
Right.
can't possibly be there. That can't possibly be in front of you. You're definitely seeing things.
Bandit Marco is going to turn around and look the opposite direction.
Lumpa,
If
you were
anybody
saying?
asks him why, he's just going to be like, "I just don't want to look over there right now. That direction is making me uncomfortable."
Lumpa, you were saying, sorry.
Yeah. Only if Ixtihu is okay with it. I was thinking of trying something else before he goes ahead with wish,
Okay.
because that
Oh.
would really be our
What
last
did you have in mind?
So I was thinking of trying Gate as well. It's also a 9th level spell, but I guess, it's a teleportation spell again, but it's easier than Wish in the sense that, When we cast wish, there's so many things that can happen,
Well,
especially where we
in
are.
this case, I mean, we've already established that like normal spellcasting doesn't really work. And if I understand correctly, like I'm not gonna have to suffer the normal. I don't have to actually deal
The
with the normal consequences of wish stress if I'm casting
Okay.
it as an Afridi. Yeah.
That's fine. Go for it.
No, someone else needs to word the wish. It's a
well,
genie.
I think
Marco
Anna
is-
Marco
He's-
already did that.
Oh, Manny Marco. Oh,
It's
say
like I
Manny
said,
Marco.
I
So that
read
was
it,
so
do
that
you?
so that was actually the
It was-
wish. Okay, you wish
It
to
was-
go
I
home.
wish we're all in my home right now. I wish
Do
we're
you get
all,
to
I wish
choose
we're all
whether or not
home
to
now.
grant it? Because
We're all
that
home
is
now.
so worded.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you say
I
I
wish we
wish.
were all home
Is
now.
your wish? I wish to go home.
No, it's I wish we were all home now.
I wish we are all home now.
And
Is it
the
dealer's choice?
Afridi responds, wish granted. And tell me, Legend, what happens?
Oh, God.
Well,
I'm real curious to see how this goes.
I have to say,
Me too.
it couldn't have been more fateful than this.
Oh,
As you cast wish and you say, I wish we are all home now, suddenly
Oh.
you start to feel this place becoming more familiar to yourselves. And you start to look at each other. and as you look at each other, you start to see something different about your appearances. You start to see in each other the version of yourselves that you had fought
I'm very close to negating this wish.
back into. It's a bit too late now. You start to see the versions of yourselves, except for Zane, of course, who's on the right side there. The versions of yourselves, your bodies grow twice the normal size, and you start to look more eldritch. As this place starts to feel more like home and more like a natural place for you. Wow, Manny Marco, I could not have anticipated you would actually turn the party into into the enemies. But talk about fate.
how
And
many wishes are you able to grant?
and how and
Three.
Oh, good. So,
but before
Now down to 2.
assuming this hasn't absolutely changed you back.
oh yes, you all
Yes.
4 of you are looking like your doppelgangers, your eldritch doppelgangers, but now you wonder, were you guys fighting yourselves? Were you just
So we're not
fighting
back home.
yourselves in the future? And now Mini Marco just completed the loop and turned yourselves into the creatures you thought and ran from them. No, you are not home. You made this your new home. And he wished that you are home now, which made this your home, your presence. Your present
The end.
is now your home. And you are turned into your doppelganger selves. However, I have a piece of there is a piece of silver lining in this. Your vision works so much better here with all the extra eyes you have around you, and it seems, there's slightly that is a little bit of a bad news. Every one of you gotta roll a d6 and subtract that from your sanity points. That's just the bad part. But the good part is your eyes can see better now in the dark. So, Mini Markle, you have -4 on your sanity. XT heal.
Yeah, I just cut my sanity by half.
And
This excludes me, right?
this does not exclude you. This does not
What? Okay.
exclude you. And you will know now in a second why. Alumpa lost 5. Zane lost 4. And Arlet, well done, Arlet. You lost 2, just 2. Very
Yeah,
well.
At least I've got one thing going.
And now
Well,
it pays off.
You're not the one with the lowest sanity in the party now. So, XTU, all the traits
honestly, I think for granting that wish, I think he deserves it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
XTU, you've as you granted that wish, you now all the traits you had when you were becoming more and when you losing your sanity, they are now extremely exacerbated. You are a caricature of your insanity, to put mildly, and you are indeed decaying as you realize that the enemy you envied by his skills is actually you. Manny Markle made you become that enemy. Are you all just growing mad in this place? And what is that in the distance? As you look in the distance, you see this funny little house floating about 3 or 4 miles into the mist. It has the lights on, and well, just like looks like a tavern like any other. Why? I mean, it just looks like a good tavern. And yes, it seems that it's the only place around that seems like civilization. So, would you guys like to go there? Or perhaps are you imagining this?
Absolutely not. Ixtiol is just going to.
Is it Ixiel still in the free?
I think so. And Ixtiol is going to demand. Oh, sorry, I should do this character voice. Someone make another wish.
Can it be me, please?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have an attempt. No,
Oh,
I trust you more.
no!
I trust you more, man, Marco. I also have one. If you don't believe, but if you believe, I believe in you.
Doesn't have to be Marco because he made the first wish. I don't know if it's like regular genie rules going on.
I don't think so. I think it can be anybody, but I can only grant 3.
Ixtihil,
Arlet?
you are.
What is your?
By the
wish?
way,
I've got 2 we
Ixtihil,
need to make.
you are still an Ifriti, but now you don't look like one. You look like your new shape.
Right.
But internally, you are you have a little Ifriti inside of you. Ixtihil, as now that your eyes work better, you look into the distance, and a maw just opens up, a teeny maw just open up, and an eye, deep dark eye that seems to be made of stars, looks straight at you, almost with curiosity. It's almost as if it's made of the same substance as this astral plane. It's almost as if this whole darkness that you've been looking into here is actually something wider, something bigger, something so big that eye is bigger than a planet. And it looks at you with curiosity. And you gotta do a sanity check for me.
Oh,
I do.
no.
Which-
Of course I do.
Which
That's with a sanity of 5. That's what's the minus on that?
that's
this
a
point?
minus. That's a minus 2.
Okay.
Minus 2. Minus 3. Minus 3.
All right. -3. Okay, and I rolled a
You rolled a 5. Yes. You
Yep.
lost another point of sanity.
oh goody.
Hugh, describe to us, now that you're losing this amount of sanity so fast, as you look around, describe to us how you're reacting to this. You are becoming part of... You are feeling... First of all of you feel like home in here. You don't feel anymore like you are in an alien space. And suddenly you feel oddly... You feel an odd comfort of that eye looking at you. And at the same time, there's a big part of you that is fighting and trying to resist and trying to rubber band back, but it's getting weaker. As you look into that eye and you find it, it's so beautiful. It's so enigmatic and enticing.
I think Ixiol is looking at that and just feeling absolutely captivated and entranced. And the last little bits of his mind that cling to the last threads of sanity are trying to hold him back from just trying to fly forward and touch it. And still, he feels the desperate need for someone to make a wish that he can grant. Because there's still that, and it's just a churning storm inside him as he gazes upon this vast starry eyeball. I think that about sums it up.
Very well. As you are entranced by it, who is making that wish?
Okay, so now, out of character. Arlith, I would say something around the lines of, I wish that all of us return to
It's basically just gonna be.
yeah.
I wish the 4 of us were
Would it be
transported
better?
safely and instantly.
Would it be better to say, I wish we never came here?
You guys are saying I wish too many times. I hope
No,
you are not saying that in
no,
character,
no, this
because
is out
that
of
that
character.
just
No, this is
burned
out of
through
character.
3.
We're-
That's just burned 3 wishes there.
I just
You guys
mentioned
are
out of
scaring me.
character.
Saying
Hold on,
But
we're
specify
discussing
out of character.
saying open quote, I wish we were never here, close quote, is not. No, I don't like that.
I mean, I have the exact sigil of the
Yeah,
teleportation circle, so that's what I would say. I wish that all of us.
I wish we were
yeah.
all safely and instantly transported to the sigil sequence, yada yada yada.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I believe in you guys.
Okay, who is wording the
But
wish?
we also have a second spell or a second wish to undo the first wish.
Yes.
And I
yes,
feel like
please.
we should undo first before we transport to the city circle.
I feel like we should. I mean,
Is
I
that just a matter
I
of
would
I
say
wish to
first
do the previous wish?
teleport.
First teleport?
Yeah, I
They're
know.
gonna be
I had
real
that in
scared.
I know. I had the exact same thing in mind.
While
Just like you.
while
But
while
what if
you're
this
thinking
fails
about
as
that,
well?
while you're thinking about that, I have to say I have to just bring our attention to our friend Zane, who's been patiently waiting to figure out what the hell he is in this whole story. Is he back? Is he back in Greyhawk, enjoying a good time? No, he's not. He is enjoying a good time somewhere else. And Zane, you were enjoying a good time until you saw yourself in the mirror, and you realize that something had happened to you. I mean, you're just having a drink, and you're talking to this just normal guy, and now suddenly there's something about this place that just feels like did he poison you with that drink? That's so weird.
Oh.
That's so
Are my
odd.
muscles stronger?
What?
Are my muscles stronger?
Yeah, very much. And he turns to you and says, yeah, I completely agree. You look so weird. You look sexy though. Like the things we see in this place. And you realize, Zane, you've been talking to someone who's completely mad. And Zane, for some reason, you think your name is not Zane anymore. For some weird reason, you think your name is s1e16. Yes, try to pronounce that yourself. Good luck.
s1e16.
s1e16, yes. And that bartender, who will introduce itself to you as Lunaticia, seems to be now laughing its ass off of your transformation, and it's there. I think I drink too much. And Lunaticia pours a tankard that is also a mimic, fills it up with drink, and serves to you. That's Lunaticia.
Zane disbelieves his form. I was gonna say he does appreciate the compliment being hit on, though.
And she says, it's too funny. Drink a little bit more. Kiss the mimic on the mouth.
How's the mimic looking at me before I kiss it?
Well, it's a mug mimic. It definitely wants a kiss. In fact, it wants to eat you, most likely.
I'll have to politely decline the mimic's advances, but I do drink from the mimic.
What is your sanity right now, Zane?
16.
Very well. After losing 4? Very good, very good.
Yes.
Somehow you're still trying to maintain your sanity in this place, despite the fact that everybody you've talked to here, the bartender, the lady there on the back, seems all of them seem to be somewhat mad. This place seemed to have made them, a little bit,
I think how
cuckoo.
how Zane wouldn't rationalize this, going like, man, you should never drink your own drinks. This stuff is strong. I'm seeing different things. I'm like a whole new person.
Yeah. Wait. I want to do it like you. I want to become one of you. Give me some of that drink. And Lunaticia drinks the same thing that you had drank before. And as she does, she turns into this strange form. She grows and changes into something that you can't quite understand as you look at it first. And she says,
There's definitely something in this drink. That is some strong stuff, barkeep. And I pass a gold coin.
And Lunatisha turns into this monstrous form of something that looks more like it displays, like an aberration. And yeah,
How did I
it's
even,
yeah.
how did I even get here?
Well, roll an intelligence check. Let's see if you remember.
Yeah, no clue.
You're too drunk to remember. Oh, that was a hell of a party. All you know is that, I mean, you were hurt before drinking these drinks, and now, I mean, now you have no idea.
Where are my friends at? Where are they? At first, I was driving a chariot, and now I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you
whatever,
lost? Are you in Greyhawk? Is this Greyhawk?
I don't know. I think I'm in Hawk Gray.
Very well.
Makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely does. Yeah. Well. Yeah. This is your bartender. It seems she turned into something strange. So in Zenith Hall, this drink seems to be messing with you. How are you reacting to all of this? How are you reacting to your new appearance?
I don't believe in my new appearance. I've been wasted many times, and a 3 out of 10 kind of looks like a 10 out of 10 to me. There must there must have been something in this drink if it made my bartender turn into something else. Maybe if I sleep it off, hopefully I'll be sober enough to.
As you look
Escape.
at the mimic tankard that is holding your drink, and inside the drink there's the bubbles of the drink as they bubble up. They look slightly like ice for a second, and then they just pop. And yeah, that gotta be some strong stuff in there.
I have had way too much, as I'm just gonna stumble around around here, looking like where is everybody else?
And yeah, this place seems a bit dead, I have to say. It does seem a bit dead. As you're walking around, this place seems somewhat a little bit too normal. But yeah, right there on the back is the lady you talked to her first. Heluna? And you just you remember talking to her. You can't remember your conversation somehow. It will come to you. It'll come to you. Don't worry. Eventually. I mean, you're still carrying that tankard, right?
I think I would set it down on the barkeep or on the table after passing a gold, realizing maybe Zane has had way too much as he's stumbling around.
Very well. And as you stumble, is there Zane? You stumbling on the chairs and you're walking towards her. She says,
"Hi there. Are you alright? Have you
I look.
have you drank a little bit too much, have you?"
I look to the one on the right and go like, well, yeah, a little too much, That's some strong stuff. I'm seeing different things. It's been a while. a while since I've done that. Man, did you always have a twin?
Yeah.
Well, she's kind of hot though, but you are too. But hey, that's not the point. As like Zane Stubbles will look going like, where is everybody? Did the party already end?
Well, sometimes things take a while.
Or not. And as you're talking to her, you've realize there's something odd about her. As you're looking, she seems to be. She doesn't seem like. She doesn't seem like she was before. There's something about her form that seems to be shaping, and suddenly you start to see eyes orbitating around her head, several of them. And she seems to be. She seems to be, well, changing as well. Or perhaps are your eyes that are changing and you are seeing things differently. You can roll investigation.
It's alright. You know, it's just a drink.
It's definitely the drink. Yes, it's definitely the drink. And as you look at her, she still looks like somewhat humanoid if it wasn't for the eyes floating around her head. And as she stands there, you start to realize that, hey, all those eyes are looking at you. She stares a lot.
Well, I don't mean to intrude then. I probably should find something to eat and then find the others. Man,
Yes.
how long have I been gone?
You should definitely find something to eat. I think there is a fish. Someone brought. Go eat the fish. It's delicious.
Oh,
It's
thank
right
you.
there on the door to your right.
And she's
Is
off.
she talking about
obviously-
here?
No, this one.
She said right. So I'm
To your
thinking
right,
going
yes.
this
If
way.
you're looking this way, this is your right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Zane in Xanathu would go left and then realize, oh wait, and then start going right.
It's okay, you're drunk. We understand.
Thank you, Helena. And as Zane and Xanathul just starts to like wobble around. I knock on the door.
There's no answer.
I'm coming in, and I open it.
As you open the sets of double doors, in front of you is a sliced sushi, like a fish that was being prepared. However, roll an Arcana check. You think you may have seen a creature like this before, somewhere. Oh yes, it is this one you remember. I mean, you fought one of these before. That is not a fishy. That's an aboleth. But it's sliced like sushi.
Do I know which part's not poisonous?
Well, no. It looks like this, and it's
Actually,
and it looks somehow it looks delicious to you.
Legend, I just realized I'm immune to poison. It doesn't matter what part I eat. I go inside.
Very well. You eating the aboleth?
I'll take part of the aboleth and then take the other part of it to go. I gotta bring it to my friends. Does it taste good?
Well, first of all, roll a sanity save for us.
Well,
Yeah, you lost another point of sanity, Zane. As you eat the aboleth, you just feel more and more like a creature that belongs to this place. You're already feeling at home here. And now, even with things are changing shape and appearance, and they seem to you start to realize they look like perhaps their actual form to you. You realize this is probably the tastiest food you ever had. Wow. You never thought, I mean, they tell you to try sushi when you're hungry, but you never thought it was going to be this good. And strangely, you were going to take some to your friends, but you completely forget about them, and now you just feel like eating more and more of these, perhaps eating all of it.
oh, that'd be rude of me, though. Everyone's gonna try this amazing sushi. But I'll take in there. I can nibble on it while I'm walking towards them. We'll see.
Very
Let's
well.
see what runs out first: the sushi or finding them.
Very well. What
guess
friends
I'll,
are you looking after? Are you looking to find, Zane?
Oh, you know, the talking animals, the lady in blue, and what was his name? Pedicure? Manimal. Something. Guy looks like something you'd see on a statue in that armor.
Roll an intelligence check for us.
Can I use my inspiration?
By all means, yeah.
Much better.
You think about them, and you think about the last time you saw them. You remember about, come on guys, let's fight them in the swamp, on tree. And then when you reach tree, you rush into the swamp. And you remember looking at the creature that you were fighting, which, as you look at your reflection in the window, that creature looks exactly like you look right now. And you headed into the swamp, and you look behind you, and you see none of your party. None of them came with you. And you look in front of you, and you see the counterpart that was fighting you, and he was so fast. And he looks exactly like you look right now. And you start to realize, Zane, do you? Roll an investigation check. You start to realize, Zane, that you may have been fighting yourself like a crazy time loop doppelganger of yourself, and that you are. Go ahead.
You're right. I should have learned to love myself instead. Why am I my own worst enemy? Man, I really should have followed that monk's advice. You know, why didn't I help the others? Why did I go for the person that looked like me? And Zane just thinks a bit as he's walking around. And now I am myself. I got lost fighting myself when I shouldn't be focusing on me.
Wonderful drunk thoughts you've got going on here.
I know, Zane
Yes.
is like drunk out of his mind. This is something.
It's like existential questioning going on and everything.
If I can't learn to figure out myself, then I should have encountered that differently. I should learn to understand myself my true self, no matter the good and evil. And when I find myself, I can find the others.
Another one. Would you like a little drink? I'll serve you the best one.
And I think, in a drunken stupendor, what would myself do? I've had many drinks. But will that lead me down into the rabbit hole deeper than I am? I look to my muscles and flex them. Show me the way.
Well, as you flex your muscles, they don't look as impressive as they were before, although you still feel as strong. Perhaps you even feel faster now. Money Marco, as I said, stop looking at that. You are seeing things clearly. There's nothing there. It's just the darkness. It's your mind playing tricks on you. Money Marco, roll a sanity check for us.
I do believe I turned around to simply not look at that thing as it appeared in front of me again.
Yeah. You look at a different direction and you see the same thing. So many eyes. Are those stars? Or are those eyes looking back at you?
I think I'm at +0 now. I think I'm at 11, so that's +0. So it's
Yeah.
roll a d20.
So
I
yeah,
got a
Money
10.
Marco, you lost another point of sanity.
I'm now at 10 sanity. I'm now human again.
You are now, yes, you now have the same level of sanity as the average human. And which is in this party is a lot to say, since XTU has about 40% of the sanity of a normal human. So yeah. Let's go back to
The madness feels great. I mean, come on in. The water is fine.
yes,
You're
and
awfully low. What happens when you hit 0 and you just like spontaneously combust? Just
well, what happens when you hit 0 in any ability score?
oh, you just
You're
die.
dead.
But I feel like it's not that simple with sanity. I feel like there's more to it than just
It could
keeling
be.
over. Something bad's gonna happen.
I guess you can always try to hit 0 faster.
Let me go. Just
You
start
unlock your
licking
secret
Tyler.
powers.
And
I mean, I'm already crazy, so I mean, just come on and join me. Join me in the crazy.
and XTU, as you are staring deeply into this gigantic planet-sized eye and falling in love with it, as you're extremely captivated by it, you can consider yourself charmed by it, for all practical purposes. Who was about to ask a wish again? What is your name? You can't really remember. It's just so... Wow. Look at that eye. So it's to you. Who was going to cast the wish?
I'm not actually sure. I left that up to the
Okay.
party.
So we
I
have-
was
I
just
think it was.
kind of
I think it was
Let's
Blue
wanna
Ball.
go ahead.
pleading for a wish.
Either way, you know the sigil sequence. I think you're the one who wrote it down, so you can.
I think you can phrase it better than me. After what I heard last time, yeah. I mean, I can take the sigil out, right?
Sure, you
Yeah.
can show the notations of the sigils to Arleth, if that's what you meant.
There we go. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So Arleth.
Just a second.
You're writing this down, Arleth, just to make sure it's ironclad.
Yeah. So have the sigil sequence on like a page.
Yeah.
I will hold said page, and I
Yeah.
will say, I wish that the four of us were instantly and safely transported to the teleportation circle described by the sigil sequence on this page.
Very well.
I momentarily tear my eyes away from the giant starry eyeball to look at the page presented before me and say, "Wish granted."
I said you were charmed, so roll a wisdom save.
Shoot, I forget if with shape change, do I roll that with the?
You roll with your normal stat, yes.
Okay. Boop-a-de-boop. Oh, that is a crap roll. Does that work?
That's.
Reroll.
Do you want to use inspiration?
If 19 doesn't pass, then yes, I would like to use inspiration.
Yeah, no,
I could
19
also
does
give
not
you
pass.
advantage.
Very
with
well.
Counter Charm.
I'm good either way. I'll just use my inspiration and roll again.
Very well.
Oh, and that's a nat 20. Bam.
Excellent. And you get your inspiration back. Well done. As you turn away, you say, "Wish granted."
Wish granted.
Very well. Very well.
And what exactly happens? Because I'm not sure what the rules are.
Well, I'm happy to report to you guys that in a blink of an eye, all you see for a split of a second is darkness, and you feel like, oh, it worked. You must be going back home, right? And then comes a flash of light, and all of you open your eyes, and you are outside this medieval building, and the first thing in your mind is, yes, it worked. You are back in Greyhawk. Yes, you can hear the sounds of a tavern, and yes, you can all finally, and then you look around, and you see that no, you are not back in the material plane. In fact, you see the same purplish, dark place that you came from, and that felt oddly familiar and oddly homey-like to you all, as you are all pushed out of the portal that is behind Altex. And yes, your memory of your names have slightly changed. Exihil, good luck pronouncing that. And Lumpur and Ugla and Maclaus. Yeah, all of you and Altax are catapulted out of this teleportation circle in front of this building. And as you look through the front windows, and in Zenithil, as you look through the window, you see unfamiliar faces. However, they feel oddly familiar. They resemble people you knew. Are they the same people? Well, aren't those the ones who crossed through the bubble with you? And yes, you guys should be able to control those tokens. The doors in front of the building automatically open as if inviting you in. And inside, you see this giant tentacle mix of a spider and octopus. You have no idea how to describe that. And it just says, customers.
Can I roll an investigation
Hmm.
to understand why our wishes don't work?
Of course.
No
25.
problem.
25? I'm not seeing anything.
You're not because my roll 20 doesn't work in I have them open in different layers, so I think that's why it's not. But can you see it in?
In
Yeah.
Discord?
Yeah, I
Ah,
saw it
yes.
on-
All right.
on-
Very well.
D&D Beyond, just not in Roll20.
Okay.
Sorry,
So, you look back at you look back behind Altax, and you've noticed that the arc around this teleportation circle has sigils in it, which makes you think that just like it happens back at your place, back at your old home, when you cast wish, wish resolves in the best way possible, giving reality as it is around you, and it's usually somewhat literal the way reality interprets the wish. You think that you remember that the wish draws from can be drawn from your sources of essence, and can be drawn from the weave, depending on who you are. So you think that the wish partially worked because it's been drawing from the essences of Ixtahil. So Ixtahil, you have -2 essence for the 2 wishes you casted. And
Wait, I do?
yes, you subtract -2 essences for the 2 wishes you granted, and
Ooh.
that's how they were powered. The 2 wishes were powered by Ixtahil, and as you stand outside of the building, and you've realized that you're still disconnected to the weave. You're just draining out of your demigod power, your divine essence that is still in you, to power your some of your abilities. Not all spells are like wish that can be powered by your god abilities. Some 9-level spells may be as powerful as that. Some of your abilities may be powered by your essence, but not all of them. Wish is a very special case. So yeah, you think you're still disconnected, you're still unplugged with the astral plane, and therefore the only resources you guys have right now are the ones you brought with you. That's your conclusion. And once they are spent, there is no way back. So you guys have only that essence. If you have to ever want to go back, although I have to say, this place feels oddly familiar and quite comfy, actually. So, guys, come on in. There's some drinks, and look at that. Is that Zane? No way. What is he doing here? You guys thought you had ditched him.
I
So
just
is-
want to point out real quick that you say that Ixtahil realizes this, but Ixtahil is currently batshit crazy. And so what he does and does not realize is a bit of
Oh no, you
Yeah.
didn't realize this.
a bit up for grabs.
Lumpur realized this. All I'm
Okay.
informing the player. You lost 2 essences.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
So is the idea that just like his limited form of wish just could never have gotten us out of here, or is it just that like I phrased the wish poorly?
Well, for what you guys can figure out, the only the wish brought you to the closest thing that had sigils. The sigils that you are. Let me put this way, Arlith. You are in a different reality.
Mhm.
The sigils that were drawn from Lumpas,
They don't exist. As
They
far
don't
as
ex-
the spell was concerned.
yeah.
Got it.
Wish in here will resolve based on this reality, which poses a problem to you guys. Because in this reality, the place you came from is not even acknowledged for all you can tell.
But I wonder if then you'd have to wish to go to another reality, which is I don't know how you'd word that.
Look, that
I
was the
guess we can
single
just
best
say
wish I've
material
ever worded,
plane.
I think.
It was very good. It was very good. There was the wish worked, Arleth. For all you can tell, the wish worked. It worked perfectly. It worked perfectly
No, yeah, I know.
for this reality.
I had too many assumptions about the truth.
And you guys start to realize that, yeah, I guess this is your new home. And on that note, as you arrive outside the tavern, and Zane is... What the hell is that? Is that a... Zane, what are you drinking? Is that a mimic mug? Look at that thing. Oh my god.
It changed again. It
Um,
really wants to kiss me.
And let's take a 10-15 minutes bio break so you guys can wrap your heads around this the best you can. It was about the time you start to feel like you are in Call of Cthulhu while playing D&D, so welcome to that feeling. I see you guys in 10-15 minutes. All right. Is everybody back?
I'm back.
I'm here.
All right. Very well, guys. Well done. You found your way into that into a tavern. You found Zane again, and you're surrounded by monsters. But who cares? Who cares? You guys are having fun. No? You found a tavern.
We found each other.
Yes, at least you have each other. You can grow mad together. So, let me bring you back to the tavern that you found in the Far Realm with the crazy people inside. All right.
As we
Yeah.
make our way in, I'm just like looking to the others in the party and just frantically begging them, just another wish, give me another wish to grant.
Maybe we should save the last one, buddy. It looks like we might be stuck here for a while, and I'd like to leave this form when we leave. So,
I clutch at Arlith's arm. Why do you deny me this?
oh, buddy, you can grant all the wishes you want in our own reality. Just think about it.
I want it now.
So,
I think maybe we should go see Zane as well. We'll have to use the wish at some point, but let's just take a little break because too much is happening at the moment, I think.
Somebody
What do
make
you
sure Zane doesn't say the words wish and I in the opposite order.
Yeah, above the table, definitely do not do that just yet.
Out of character, I quote, I wish. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
very well. So, are you guys gonna go in, or are you just gonna stay staring at the building outside? Because if you are, I'm just gonna keep this image of the building.
Well, Ixiul is gonna follow anybody who can possibly make a wish. Because
Very
he
well.
is looking to scratch that itch.
The wish itch.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Very well.
Welcome, customer. I'll serve you some drinks. They have in a tavern here. This place is very special.
And I'll whisper, so just watch out. The mimics want to kiss you.
Is Money Marco with
Although it
us?
is-
Money Marco, you there? I think he's not back yet. Yes, you were saying, Zane, sorry.
I say, watch out. Those mimics want to kiss you, as tempting as they are. I don't know where those tongues have been.
Ew.
And the creatures start to explain to you.
We call this the Nevert. The Nevert. The Nevert. Never at. Never that.
There's something wrong with him.
Yeah, that's how I call this place. And
And it starts to explain to you all the different places in this tavern. And it tells you, yes, it tells you that this is quite a building. It's quite a building, actually. The tavern has different areas. You have in area 1 there, which is the place where you are, the entrance where you came from. This is an isometric view. If you go to the next floor, so you have the bar that belongs to Lunatisha, and then you have Hell Luna's cave, which is the one just to the north there, where you have the lady with the multiple eyes. Then it tells you that there is a laboratory and observatory, which is let me show you, which is right there on number 3, and it's an observatory to observe the stars and the galaxies and so on and so forth. Then it has on number 4, it has an area of a merchant, a little shop for those who enjoy some shopping, and there is a library of Peeping Tom's library, which is number 5 there. There's also a little stage for those of you who like to play. You can always go to the stage, and the restaurant is on the top floor. So yeah, fun times, guys. And it tells you that
my specialty tonight is that we have 3 special drinks. We have the Cosmopolitan, we have the Sex on the Lit, and you have the Angel's Delight. Which one would you like to solve?
So, Cosmopolitan, Sex on the Lich, or Angel's Delight? Which one would you like this creature to serve you?
Which one did I already drink, Legend?
Sex on the Lich, of course. I don't
that's
know
the
how
one
you
with
can
the
even
red
ask
eyes.
that question. And Manny Marco just entered through the windows. Well done, Manny Marco. As you pass through the windows, and you enter this building, let me bring you to the other side where you were. Let me bring you to the other side. It's just cross through the windows. You see this old lady standing near the window, and she seems to have a way too big of a pipe. And as she's smoking on that pipe, she seems very stoic, and she has this air of wisdom. And she says, "My name is Granny Lips, and I am very preoccupied when I see a creature that doesn't belong here. Yeah, I see you, little mind flayer." She's talking to you, Manny Marco.
Yeah, he just kind of walked away. He ignores her. He just walks away to go find the party.
Very well.
I did not realize I was going in through the window. Oops. Gonna brush over that. Fine.
So, the creature serves you the respective drinks you've ordered and continues taking care of the bar. Zane, did some of that aboleth, do you have some of that aboleth left for them to try? I mean, it was delicious, right?
Do I recognize them as my friends?
Yes, you recognize them as very similar as your friends, and since you concluded that that version of you is what you become in the future, I mean, you're just putting 2 plus 2 together. But you know what? 2 plus 2 together, you're a barbarian. Let's roll an investigation check. Let's see if you can deduce that.
Oh boy, my favorite.
I mean, all 4 of them know that you are who you are, but let's see if you discover that. There you go. Yes, you know it. You figured out that they are that the same that happened to you happened to them.
Guys, I knew I didn't leave you. You gotta try this sushi. I ate some. It's the best freaking thing ever. And who doesn't like alcohol with sushi? You know? And I take the aboleth and I give a piece of them to each of them. Oh, you gotta try it. It's delicious.
Who is eating aboleth?
Sorry. Ixtihulangra is going to stumble forth and grab Zane's shoulder, or whatever he's called now, and say, Zane, make a wish. Make any wish you want. Let me grant you a wish.
No.
I just
Zane's,
No.
Zane's logic. He says, but it's not my birthday. We have to wait.
I'm gonna be disappointed, and I'm gonna turn to the bartender. What do you want? What do you wish for?
No, please. Wait, okay, I'll make a wish. Can I make a wish? I'll make a wish.
Wait, it's your birthday, Loompa?
Apparently so. Now it is.
Happy birthday to you. Have some aboleth too.
Lunaticia says,
I know what I want to wish for.
No one asked you.
I literally just did.
Oh, you did not.
I'm gonna try and cast suggestion.
yes.
Hold on. I don't know if it'll work. I don't know. Do I not have? Oh. I have mass suggestion. All right. A 1 is technically fewer than 12.
Yeah, it might not be a bad idea to get everybody in the immediate vicinity to not answer my.
Anybody in this room that I can see,
Very well.
except for I will target and I will attempt to cast. Here, we'll do this.
Mass suggestion. Very well. And is the first
I will
time
incept into their brains the idea that saying "I wish" will cause them to immediately die, or just not to do that, basically.
I have to say, after more than 2 decades being a GM, more than I care to be proud of. It's just way too long. It's the first time I ever have to say to a player this: roll persuasion.
Oh, let's go! I'm really good at that.
Yes, you're casting mass suggestion, and I'm telling you, roll persuasion.
37.
Very well.
We get to roll stuff?
No, not at all. He casted
not?
mass suggestion, but he has to roll persuasion. That's the effect of the mass suggestion. And he can be very persuasive. So, Lunatisha said, what was that you said?
Let me double check. Armed. Suggested. Do not. Oh, let me double. Above board. Basically, wishing requires the use of the I wish format, yes?
Yes.
Do not say the words I wish in that order. Ever. For 24 hours. That's when the spell expires, but.
Okay. To be clear, you know very well mass suggestion didn't work.
Okay.
You know, otherwise I wouldn't have asked you to roll persuasion. That's just you trying to persuade them and pretending that mass suggestions work. It's like casting invisibility and then just going around the room walking silly and pretending no one is seeing you when they actually are. So this is kind of the effect here. As you say that to them, somehow, for whatever reason, these people are probably going mad. They make that what you they have the sense that what you just said makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know,
I said it with such authority.
Yeah, Lunatisha, and you have that thing about you that you make people rethink their stuff. So, which is a power that came from this place. So, Lunatisha says,
That makes a lot of sense. We should not be tied by the grammatic rules. We use words in such a manner that they always go in the same order. You are right. Wish, why? Wish I? Wish now? Wish sure.
And for the rest of you, you agree you should not all be tied by grammatic rules. And why do you even have to respect grammatic rules? No, words should not follow the order. All it never made so much sense.
My English know no more. You screw the literature.
I thought so hard about how to word that wish, and I thought so little about how to word this.
Thought you smarts. Found way we did.
Was smart, thought I did.
Was a tent nice, friend my. Drink now, it good.
Is just does not understand the words coming out of anybody's mouth enough to grant an actual wish, and is frustrated and denied.
And
name the drink again.
I definitely drink one more. No drunk for me, please.
Oh, I'm gonna need to drink a few to catch up. Because I'm not under the effect of my. I know I was just BSing.
Is gonna take a drink from the table at random and just chug it down.
And the money Markle, or I should say money Markles. Markles.
Yes.
Yes. How are you? How are you handling not having to follow any grammatic structure at all?
Be grammar good.
Weak grammar, good. Very well. Very well. Out of the places that they said that this building has, is there any place in particular you guys are interested in see, or you just want to sit in the bar and drink your sorrows away?
Well,
The observatory.
Hey.
Yeah, I'll join that.
Very well.
Yeah, I think I will as well.
The observatory is this way. You carry your mimic tankards with drink inside? The tankard that keeps
I
trying to
do that.
kiss you?
Oh,
Yes,
all of our
while I
tankards
travel.
mimics?
Yes, all your tankards are mimics, and they all have a very long tongue, and they all try to put that tongue down your throat.
I don't think I picked mine up, to be honest.
Well, I mean, if you drink in the
Marco did not
right,
order a
if you
drink.
drink in the right way, it can't really turn its tongue towards you. So you just have to drink from the back.
Yeah, I think I'm being very careful to make sure that that I keep the right angle and stop it from, trying to eat my face.
Very well.
And Marco did not order a drink, so he has no mug.
Very well. Well, as you open that door in front of you, how do I pronounce your name again? Ixtiulgra? Very
I
well.
think.
Wow, you nailed that. You get inspiration for that. That was.
I already have it, so if anybody needs, let me know.
You reach the laboratory, and in there's a humanoid, or what seems to have been at least a humanoid at some point, because out of the head of the humanoid there is this massive creature that looks like a bunch of tentacles and eyes. And the body is that tiny little body of a humanoid. And then you look up and you see that kind of a ejection out of the head that of tentacles and eyes that seem more like a nightmare than a person, a materializing nightmare than a person. And this creature has this massive eye and tentacles around, and as see you all entering, it says to all of you,
Welcome to my observatory. I am Thingamajig. And who are you?
Kneels down in front of this thing and says, "Please make voice thing sound wish for thing. Do thing. Wish at
It could be
thing.
all.
Make.
Would you like to look? Would you like to look what I've been observing? I've been looking into the past. Yes, you see? When you look into the stars, you are in fact looking into the past. And they're soon gonna stop existing. But this is a special device that I own. It's a very special observatory. And you can see far into the stars as if you were there. Would you like to look into it?
Excuse.
Do not.
Just his shoulders just slump in defeat as he realized that he has not been understood, and he gives up and backs away.
Oh, whoa.
Very well. Mini Marco, why are you half into the wall?
I don't know.
Mini Marco is trying to open a new door. Very well. As you realize, you are all very big. This place is big, but you're getting very crowded here now. You enter this laboratory, and the place is amazing, very well equipped. And for all you can tell, this laboratory seems to be, well, an observatory, I should say, not a laboratory. It is an observatory, and it has all sorts of experiments and colorful liquids, preserved creatures that lie on the shelf from not any form that you recognize. There are some stuff floating in colorful, glowing liquids. The desks are covered in paper, and on top of the paper you have iridescent organs and biostatically preserved creatures. There are some arcane runes or glyphs that you can't understand the language. A lot of scribbled notes. And there's also some mustard stains and in some blood on top of the table. What you think it's probably someone who ate their lunch there in their office. As you look around, there's also some scrolls and Arlith or Arltax. There is a particular thing about these notes that draw your attention. They seem to be the same type of notes that you've found in all those places back in the astral plane. The drawings, something about the drawings seem very similar. And as you're looking around, this creature seems to be, this thingamajig, seem to be some sort of a, well, for all you can tell, a schooler, just like you. Manny Markle, you have no idea what you're looking into here, but whatever this creature is, it definitely you feel it should be purified because, well, it's all these creatures are aberrations like you've never seen, although they're not being hostile towards you. They all treating you as if you are from around here. And Lumpor, you and Ixihul are particularly interested in looking into the observatory. Arleth, you were as well, hoping to look there, but unfortunately the notes draw more your attention. And Zane, look at the shiny little liquid. Ah, that looks so much fun. And and Zane and Arlith, all of you, the two of you go into the laboratory and you start to get distracted by what you see there, while Manimarco is still trying to control his temper. So Ixtihil and Lupo, which one of you is gonna look into this telescope?
I'm gonna let Loompa go first because I'm still reeling from the frustration of not being able to communicate with the tentacle monster in the corner.
Very well.
Okay. Is
Oh, yes, this is the last place I was looking. If you put your eye there, you will see into the past. You see, we are so far away that the light takes a long time to arrive at us. Yes. I just get it. There's no light arriving at us. No. There's only our eyes. It's in the dark. It is beautiful to see them squirming. You are all artists.
And as you look into it, Lumpur, this is the scene you see. A group of a camp in a faraway place. Feels very alien. And, oh, yeah? Did I put you there? Yeah. And it seems very, very alien. You see these creatures that they don't look anything like you or Thingamajig and all the other creatures in your home. No. This place feels oddly alien and yet strangely familiar. Something about this scene feels like deja vu. Roll an intelligence check, Loompa.
an intelligence check.
Yeah. You can see the map, right?
You mean like a saving throw or a check?
No, just a check to access your memory.
Do I do that? I hope it's this.
You can see the map, right?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
You are not
Everyone
there.
else can
You are
as well?
seeing this. You are seeing this
Yeah,
from the top.
Yeah. I rolled a 19. I don't know if you can see it now. What I'm rolling. Can you see? No.
You have a vague memory of being there. You
So
have
I
a.
cannot tell that
You look
the
at.
Lufa that I see it's me.
You have a vague memory that she might be. He did say you were looking into the past. And you wonder.
Yeah.
And you suddenly you see that wizard. That wizard that talks so much. Oh my god. He was yapping around while you guys were there. And a thought crosses your mind, Loompa. If you are looking into the past, then there is a way you can prevent yourself from ever coming here, which is by stopping yourself from doing what you are going to do next. Perhaps if you intervene right in this moment and you prevent yourselves from doing what you're doing next, from finding that portal,
No.
you can prevent yourselves from ever coming here to the start of this session.
That's what he wants us to think.
That's amazing.
No. That's what he wants us to think.
So Okay, so okay. So I'll describe to everyone what I see, but I want to ask, what's his name? Cause what was his name? Thinga something.
Thingamajig.
Thingamajig. Um. So I just want to ask him, were you looking at the same thing that I'm looking at now?
Yes, I have seen what you've done. Trying to stop yourselves from ever getting there. Power isn't time, Wilhelm. You can mess with it in that place.
Lumpo, clearly saw something in there. You guys don't know what it is, but she seems very intrigued about it. Does anyone else wants to look into the telescope?
Yeah, I think is going to take a look, and do I see the same thing?
Yes, you see exactly the same thing. The same scene running, and as you're looking at it, you see the wizard talking and roll an intelligence check. Can you remember? Do you have the memory of that?
And this is just flat intelligence?
Flat intelligence check, yes. Do you have a deja vu sensation next to you?
Holy
Oh,
fucking shit. No, I do not.
No, you do
That's
not.
a nat 1. I
Dang.
feel nothing.
You don't. Who the hell is that owl? And
Yeah.
and all those weird creatures, they're so alien to you. What the hell? What is that? What is she looking at? Look at that place. It doesn't even have any nebula, doesn't have any eyes. Those creatures don't have tentacles. How do they even do things with those weird little bony arms? That's so weird.
I mean, seriously, what are they even doing down there? Like, what's the point?
Yeah, they look
Without
like
tentacles?
bugs. Yeah,
Gross.
yeah. Look that one. What is that fluffy thing on his face? It's like it's like his face is growing another. It's like it's growing. Is that something fluffy? Why do you need something fluffy? Everybody knows that the best thing is to be sticky.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, just how you gotta be.
all day, every day.
My goodness.
Sticky from dawn to dusk.
Sticky for life. Dawn to
And
Yeah.
and you are back at that observatory, and you have no idea why Lumpa is so excited about it. But Fingermajig says this to you.
is
Go ahead, Arleth.
if you want to finish that verse, I was just gonna
Go-
ask if
Go ahead.
Lumpa's interest was enough for me to
Absolutely. Yeah. If you want to look into it.
I will also use. I assume
And you see the same scene. Roll an intelligence check for us.
Da, 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 da. All right, there we go.
Altax, you're almost certain that that weird little, flurry little, weak little fella is a version of you. Either that, or it's perhaps your descendant or is related to you very closely. And you feel that you have lived something like that. You remember. And he's saying you're looking into your past, and you can't quite remember your childhood. So you wonder if that's your childhood.
Can I solve a ballistic mind? And use my blessing?
By all means, yes.
I'll focus even harder and add a d8. And not take any reactions for a while.
Excellent.
That's 7.
Excellent. And Altex, you arrive at the conclusion that you are definitely looking at your past self. And you ended up arriving at the same conclusion that Lumpa. Because while you are thinking, Singamajig is talking in the background.
That is a very, very special device. It's a telescopic transporter. Yes, this thing can send you to the places you are seeing. And I can see very far in the distance with it. And I've calibrated to look into the past. So it's now not just a telescopic transporter, but also somewhat of a time machine. Isn't that cool?
Zane will turn around after it says, "Me try next. Me like shiny."
And Altex, as he's saying that, and as Zane is heading to, pushing you around to watch to watch through there, you arrive at the same conclusion as Lumpa. That one way that could prevent you from coming here is by stopping your past selves from, playing the previous 2 sessions. In this campaign.
Okay.
I feel like I have to ask the players to roll a sanity check now.
No, I've got 2 trains of thought here. What happened to our doppelgangers after we teleported away? We don't know, right?
You don't know.
Okay. What if we have to so the point we see now, this version of us is not in it yet.
That's a paradox.
Right. So either we never go back and it changes history, or we go back and we complete the time loop. Right, so we go back, we scare ourselves into retreating, they come and become us to come back to this point that we can see, and we take over their lives when they become us.
I'm thinking the wish you guys made took over the doppelgangers. When you said, "I want to feel like home," you became them, and then they just disappeared.
Well, yes, but was that always
I want to be
a
home.
self-fulfilling time loop?
Wow. Maybe we should do something different. You know what I should do? I should hug myself. That's how I turn the most chaotic things into loving beings.
And then I realized that I'm talking to Zane with this high-level time travel paradox theory.
Zane, roll an intelligence check as you look into the telescope. Very well, Zane. You also have a sensation of deja vu as you're looking at that scene. You remember the warmth of the fire. You remember the feeling of camaraderie. And you remember tuning out from that yapping wizard in the background. But you can't really tell exactly why. Lumpa, Ixtihil, you may have missed this part, but basically Fingamajig just told you guys that telescope is also a telescopic transporter, which means it can transport you to the place you are looking at. And because you were looking into the past, he basically turned that telescopic transporter into a time machine. And he knew all of you, and he has seen what you have done, and he find it hilarious.
Why is he watching us? Why are you watching us in particular?
Well, here's the thing. You were there, which means you were here before. And you teleported yourselves there. You tried to stop yourselves from doing what you were going to do next, which was to find that portal. You clearly failed the task of stopping yourselves from finding the portal, which led to the moment right now where you became the version of yourselves that could potentially go back and try to stop your other versions, your earlier versions, from finding the portal. So yeah, you are in a time loop.
And
Nice.
my speech is still all messed up, right? Because
Yes,
of the
all of ours.
fantastic.
Do you remember when you arrived well, when these versions of yourselves arrived there, and the older versions of yourselves, the normal ones, were trying to talk to you, and none of you would actually talk?
Yeah, that was
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So why?
Now you know why.
No, I'm not getting it. Sorry.
I'll let screw up all your communications.
Uh,
Oh.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Amazing you are.
Okay.
well, I have a wish in mind.
My thought though is if we use this transporter and things play out exactly the same as they always do, the five of us now, the monster form of us,
We already know what we did, so we could potentially have more chance at
well, let's suppose
preventing.
do we even need to prevent it? Because if the five of us go back now, it will cause the five of us in the past to do all of this, to come here, and then to go back and become us. So, I mean, it'll still be the five of us. One five of us throughout all of time. It's just we lived this period twice, and we'll be monsters at the end. Right? We
Are
just
you
take
talking
over the
this in
lives that
in
we
character
lead.
out loud, or are you talking this off
Yes.
character? In
This
character?
This is kind of both of my thoughts, I think.
It's the mystery of time. If you stop yourselves from being you, then you will erase the timeline.
That's what I'm saying. We
Then you
don't stop ourselves from
bifurcate the
being here.
timelines. Do you
We
bifurcate?
fulfill the prophecy.
Oh. It is indeed.
We let
Beautiful,
the time play
isn't
out
it?
as it always has.
Are you going to continue to be these versions of yourselves? Or are
We do
you
have one
going
more
to
wish.
erase these versions of yourselves if you prevent the previous versions of yourselves in the past to become these versions of yourselves in the future?
By the way, Manny Marco, thank you very much for the wish. That was really cool. You just caused all of this.
Could there have been a different outcome if I didn't just wish that, or would have they ultimately ended up similar?
Yeah, the story is not predetermined. The moment you cast that wish,
Just let a lot of dominoes fall into place
yeah,
really nicely.
yeah, exactly.
Me like hot fairy. Me be hot fairy.
The Extuagra is gonna sort of like just clutch at the two nearest characters and plead desperately in what is not exactly common, and just say wish, make, thing, do, go, must, do, make, happen, something, happen, go, do, wish, wish.
Zane will respond. Birthday no Zane today. Loompa of birthday. Loompa wish for you. Pain must be good, no bad. Loompa, please. No pain, wish you birthday. Celebrate.
My three eyes look up at you, pleading and confused, and I am just
Me appreciate.
clearly in agony.
Arlet's power is the biggest bardic power that ever existed.
I mean, what do you? Great this is.
Wait, so the way okay, guys, I kind of lost it a little bit. So the way we speak right now,
So
Can
everybody except Arlith, everybody in this party except Arlith, have agreed with Arlith that following
convinced.
grammatical conventions is completely nonsense, and you should never say words in the order that they're supposed to be said.
Yeah, I agree with his teachings.
but it's not. It's okay, but it's not like
Must forget grammar exists.
We're gonna come back, and there's gonna be like a new language of the far realm. It just spreads.
I can still talk normally if I want to. You mean?
No.
If you've got,
What?
if you've got the mind, you gotta overcome my persuasion.
You gotta overcome his persuasion for sure.
Okay.
So convincing.
So
apparently.
do I need to roll a persuasion?
Well, what he said to you, it made really a lot of sense. So, sure, roll a persuasion. You gotta beat a 37.
Oh, God. I need a net 20.
Let's see if you can convince yourself. You're rolling a persuasion
Uh-uh.
against yourself. Let's see if you can convince yourself that you actually need the grammar rules.
I rolled a 30.
That was a nice try, but you know what? That's completely nonsense. You have not respect rules, grammar, where.
Me wants wait. Think. Wish deeply. Longer. Time. Please.
You can still write down things and show them to me.
She wants to think
Oh.
deeper about the wish before she casts it.
No, I
Oh.
mean, I
How
have
is
a
she?
wish
How
in
is she
mind.
going to
Can
cast
I-
wish
can
if she can't say
I need to
apparently.
do it,
"I
right?
wish"? You are
That's the
very
problem.
specific, saying that you shouldn't use words like "I wish." "I wish" after "I" shouldn't ever be used.
But
And
that's a good one, though. Can I write it down so that Arlet can
If you
say
don't,
that?
if you don't follow the grammar speaking, why would you follow the grammar writing down?
Oh.
That makes no sense.
I don't want to suffer the wrath of Arla.
Well, speaking and writing are different skills. I mean, very different things.
No, the problem is grammar. It's not speaking.
Yeah. You've agreed that the grammar rules should not apply to you.
How
You
long
should
is
be
this
free
all? You
from
said
that
24 hours?
from that slavery of the mind.
Well,
Okay, so even if
here's-
she writes down
here's-
her wish, you're saying that it'll be
Here's the thing.
grammatically incoherent.
That is correct.
yeah.
Even if she writes down, it's still gonna be incoherent.
That's hilarious.
So I think what I said was forever, actually 24 hours because that's how long spell lasts. But it's not really under a spell effect right now, so I don't know how your brain's
It's under
interpreted at this point.
it's under the effect of your far realm power that makes creatures question themselves and their principles and the things they believe. So it's not working under the mass suggestion, it's working under what you convince them that makes perfect sense, which is they should not be prisoners of the grammar.
I will look at-
Monster grammar.
The same
look
way
at
you
Lupa.
convince the Git Yankees that they shouldn't be fighting a war, and you made them lose complete purpose of everything that they were doing in life. Like, oh, my life is useless. Yeah, same. It's
Forgot about that.
It's about
look
the
at Loompa.
same depth.
And I will say, sophisticated speech can be a weapon as great as any sword.
Oh, you were rolling. You are. Oh, in that case, sophisticated speech could be referring to the speeches they are doing now, right?
That's not really sophisticated, I
They
wouldn't
are-
say.
They are evolving their speech. This speech is very sophisticated.
Mhm.
Wise words teach me. Tell more, please now.
Self-delete from life. Quickest.
Okay, let's play charades, Lumba. What do you want? What do you want to wish for?
What? You want me to make the wish like that? Well, I wouldn't be able to because I can't say I wish, right?
Yeah.
So you just want me to tell you what I would.
We'll see. We'll
Okay.
see what.
Okay. So I'd say something along the lines of, I wish to unmake the path that brought us here, restoring us to the moment just before we left the material plane, with full memory of what occurred and no lasting effects of this realm. Something
And-
like that.
That is one hell of a game of charades.
You're gonna say that through interpretive dance?
Say it now.
I hope you have really good performance.
Oh no, this is much more entertaining. Out of character.
Yeah.
Why is
mean, I-
Arliss making the wish?
I want to see. I want to see that performance roll.
Oh yeah, I want to see that too now.
That gotta be.
I hope you have good
Oh
luck.
wow.
I'm not good at performance.
Suddenly she raises her hands and all the tentacles just to say 35 words. And
Yeah, maybe you can get the tentacle monster to help you out. Wow.
Thingamajig, what do you think we should do in this situation?
I have seen you do this many times.
Something along with him.
It
So this
is
is like the nexus of the
beautiful.
time loop.
Every time you come, there is this endless discussions about trying to solve your time paradox. And
Wait.
here you are again.
If we've been here before, I've determined the correct answer to the wish before. So what is it?
I prefer to observe and enjoy the spectacle.
Many
Well,
times. How
I'm not a
before?
part of this show. that I'm shy. I'm seeing again.
Well, my best shows always involve audience participation.
So many times you try to stop yourselves, and you always failed. Over and over again. You thought you had succeeded, and then you come back here and discover the truth. That you are just been doing your own steps, retracing what you had done. Try not to go mad before you forget where you come from.
You doing this?
No, you.
Who you are?
You asking Thingamajig?
I am the observer. I love to observe the past. And of course, I let you use my observatory so that I keep you enjoying the show. If you want to transport yourselves to the past, all you have to do is to look into it and
What you
press that crystal, and all of you will be transported to where you are looking at, as long as you're holding hands with the person that is looking into the telescope. Once you are gone, will look and will observe and will keep you looking and observing how many times you try to break the loop, the endless trap that you are in. Oh, he's a genius.
You work for who?
The one who created time. Yes. He makes things in order. And he puts things in the right order every time. Such a useless concept, the concept of time. And yet is a way that in your claim must be respected. But for us, we don't care.
And while he's saying that to you in a very tense tone, the nice tavern song still playing in the background quite nicely. Actually, you can hear the strings there playing. Some of you forgot about your drinks. And now, guys, you have to figure out how you want to solve this paradox. How are you gonna solve your time paradox? Which I have to say, beautifully created by your actions. I mean, Arlith making everybody lose their communication prowess, brilliant. Manny Markle casting a spell that turned all of you into Eldritch doppelgangers, brilliant. Absolutely amazing, guys. And then creating for yourselves as characters and players a time loop in your own arc, in your own story. Excellent, guys.
A time loop. And also, because it's a time loop, we can do different things this time, and it's just explained by being a time loop.
Exactly. And then you can try and, break your own time loop and prevent yourselves from becoming yourselves. And on that note, you guys are gonna have about a week to think about it. As we'll conclude this session here with you guys thinking about how you're going to sort it out your time loop. And for all of you watching, yes, perhaps I should ask my players to roll some sanity checks. Just make sure that they continue sane after all this, after having to wrap their heads around their own time loops. But thank you very much for watching. There's more Payback is a Lich, more Gods versus Eldritch Horrors coming next week. Fridays and Saturdays we're always live. And there's much more content coming in this channel. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And it's a pleasure having you here. And have a good night, everybody. I see you next week.